The sun was beginning its descent, casting golden streaks across the skyline of the city. The streets buzzed with honking vehicles, rushing pedestrians, and the ever-busy hawkers chanting names of goods at the top of their lungs. From the top floor of Omirex Group, a two-story glass building prominently sitting in the heart of the city center, sat Esugo, the young CEO who had inherited his father's oil and gas and real estate empire. Unlike other CEOs of his stature, Esugo was quiet, humble, and simple in his manner. He drove a modest SUV, dressed in casual Ankara shirts, and preferred using the general lift instead of the executive one. People in the building whispered, "He is too humble for a billionaire. Is he hiding something? He must be testing us." But Esugo had his reasons. He grew up watching his wealthy father destroy families, bribe justice, and ruin poor men for selfish gain. Before his father's death, he made Esugo swear on his knees to never be heartless. Those words stuck like thorns in him. One day, while standing near the wide glass window of his office, Esugo sipped Zobo from a bottle and glanced outside. His eyes caught a scene that froze his hand midair. On the roadside just below the building, a young lady, probably no older than 24, walked barefoot, carrying a tray of oranges. Her dress was worn and faded, but her posture was proud. She was trying to cross the road when a sparkling black SUV zoomed past, splashing a thick wave of brown gutter water across her chest and face. The girl stumbled backward, oranges rolling into the street. From the driver's window, the SUV slowed down briefly. Out peeped the face of Kamsi, popularly known as Kamsi the heiress. She was breathtakingly beautiful, with skin like polished bronze, long red braids, and nails painted in gold. And she laughed, a long, scornful laugh. "Next time, don't walk like a mosquito in the way of queens," she yelled before speeding off. Esugo's jaw clenched. Something stirred in his chest. He couldn't take his eyes off the poor girl, who bent silently to pick up her oranges with trembling hands. People walked past her, indifferent. A few chuckled. No one helped. He stormed away from the window and picked his phone. "Mr. Okon," he barked into the receiver. "Yes, sir," his assistant replied. "There's a girl outside our building. Orange seller. Find her. Now." Meanwhile, Kamsi, the woman behind the wheels, adjusted her sunglasses and increased her car's AC. Her office in a high-end fashion brand was just a few minutes away. She was already late, and her team was waiting. She didn't care about that girl. Why should she? Money made her feel untouchable. Ever since her father won the senatorial seat and her mother became the CEO of a luxury property brand, Kamsi had lived above reproach. She paid people to keep quiet, to clean her mistakes, to do her bidding. As she parked and walked into the meeting room, a staff whispered, "Queen Kamsi has arrived." She smiled proudly. Back at Omirex, Esugo rushed down to the reception and met Okon, who pointed towards a nearby bench under a tree. There sat the orange seller, still wet, still silent. She had removed her top and wrapped a wrapper around her soaked innerwear. Her eyes met Esugo's. She quickly stood, startled. "Good evening, sir. What is your name?" he asked softly. "Amara, sir. What happened to you wasn't right." She tried to smile. "It's okay, sir. I'm used to it." That broke something in Esugo. Used to it? How many times had the world poured filth on her and left her to clean it alone? "You're not okay. Come with me." "But my oranges..." "I'll buy everything, and I'll double the price." He walked her into the building. Heads turned. Who was this soaked village girl? And why was the CEO holding her hand like a sister? From that moment, a story began to write itself. A story that would soon shake the very foundation of the society, turn pride into shame, and place love, power, and revenge on a collision course. Inside the executive conference room of Omirek's group, Ezugo asked Amara to sit. His secretary brought her dry clothes, one of her own Ankara blouses and a skirt. They gave her a towel and space to clean up in the restroom. The transformation was subtle but respectful. When Amara returned, her beauty, though simple, became more evident. Her high cheekbones, almond-shaped eyes, and dark, unblemished skin told the story of strength. Yet, she walked with her head low, unsure why this was happening. Ezugo offered her a bottle of malt. "Do you have family?" he asked. "My mother died last year. I stay with my aunt. She lets me hawk oranges after school, so I can help with rent." "You go to school?" "Yes, sir. I'm in my final year in the Polytechnic." He leaned back, impressed. "You're not ordinary, Amara." She blinked. "Sir? Do you know who splashed that water on you?" She shook her head. He tapped his phone and pulled up a paused video. It was a camera angle from outside the Omirek's building. He pressed play. Amara gasped. There was the car, the splash, the laughter. "That's the daughter of Chief Onoha, Kamsi. You've heard of her?" Amara's jaw tightened. "I have. She's very popular." "Yes, for all the wrong reasons." Amara looked at him curiously. "Why are you helping me, sir?" Ezugo paused. The question struck deeply. Why was he helping her? Because people like her believe they are untouchable. I've watched Kamsi insult waiters, fire staff for stuttering, slap a guard for opening the wrong gate. But today, she hurt someone I could reach. Amara's lips parted, but she had no reply. He continued, "And I want to teach her a lesson, but not with revenge. I want to humble her with truth." Amara blinked again. "Sir, who are you?" He smiled faintly. "A friend. Just call me Ezugo." That night, Kamsi sat in her luxury apartment in the heart of the city, sipping wine, her legs crossed as she scrolled through Instagram. Then she saw it. A blurry clip, uploaded by a street vendor, had gone viral. Heiress splashes water on orange seller, city in shock. Over 78,000 views in under 3 hours. The comment section burned. "These rich girls think they are gods. That girl should sue her. Shame on Kamsi the heiress." Her heart pounded. She dialed her PR manager. "Get that video down. Report it everywhere." "Ma," her PR guy replied, "it's too late. Even blogs have started carrying it. And guess what? Omirek's CEO has been linked to the poor girl. People say he picked her off the street." Kamsi's wine spilled from her hand. "Omirek's? That bush-looking CEO? He's nothing." But deep down, something stirred. Fear. 2 days later, the city buzzed with rumors. Who was this mystery orange seller who walked side by side with one of the most eligible bachelors in town? Blogs titled it, "From Mud to Marble, CEO Protects Street Girl from Heiress Insult." The poor girl Kamsi mocked, now a guest at Omirek's. Meanwhile, Amara resumed school with whispered stares following her. Some mocked, some admired, but she remained grounded. Despite Ezugo's offer to send her driver, she still took public transport. Until one day, Ezugo sent a message. "I want you to attend a gala with me this Friday. Dress code, traditional. I'll take care of the dress." Amara's heart skipped. That evening, Kamsi stood before her father, her pride bruised. "Daddy, that Ezugo boy is using one village girl to stain our name. People are laughing." Chief Onoha frowned. I warned you about your attitude. I even asked you to consider dating that boy. He's different from these city fools. I can't date someone who wears 2,000 naira slippers. Then prepare to face war, her father said bluntly. He has money, power, and now public sympathy. Friday night arrived. Ezugo arrived at Amaro's aunt's house in a simple black SUV. When Amara stepped out, wearing a beautifully crafted red and gold George wrapper with matching head tie, her beauty was magnetic. Even the neighbors gasped. Ezugo offered her his arm. Ready? I still don't understand why you're doing this, she said nervously. Because someone powerful needs to see what real class looks like. As they stepped into the gala hall, filled with city elites, billionaires, politicians, and influencers, all eyes turned. Gasps echoed. Is that the orange seller girl? She's actually stunning. Why is she with Ezugo? And standing at the far end of the hall, holding a glass of champagne, stood Kamsi, frozen. Her face fell. Her fingers trembled. She watched Ezugo, the man she had brushed off as too simple, pull out a chair for Amara and whisper something that made her laugh. But that wasn't the worst. The worst was yet to come. The gala, hosted by the governor's wife, was the social event of the quarter. Everything sparkled, from the marble floors to the gowns and agbadas that swished with pride and elegance. But no one shone more brightly than Amara. Even though her dress was traditional, there was a royal grace to how she carried herself. She didn't fidget or cower, despite knowing she was surrounded by billionaires and socialites. And most importantly, she stood beside Ezugo, whose hand rested gently on her lower back like an unspoken shield. Across the hall, Kamsi watched them with fire burning behind her lashes. This cannot be happening, she muttered, clutching her wine glass so hard it almost cracked. Beside her, one of her influencer friends whispered, Kamsi, people are saying Ezugo has proposed to that girl. What? Yes, they said he knelt down at our polytechnic earlier today. There's even a video. Kamsi yanked her phone, opened her Instagram, and there it was. A trending reel. Ezugo, in his Ankara shirt and sneakers, kneeling before Amara at the school gate, holding out a small velvet box. Students screamed and cheered. Some sang. Some chanted Amara's name like she was royalty. Kamsi's heart stopped. She had mocked Ezugo's simplicity. She had laughed at his brown leather slippers. She had called him the cheap CEO. But now, the same man was becoming a national symbol of humility and power. And he had chosen the girl she humiliated. She stormed out of the gala hall. Outside in the parking lot, her driver rushed to open the door. But just before entering, she heard a calm voice behind her. Kamsi. She turned. Ezugo stood behind her, hands in his pocket, Amara beside him. For a moment, silence hung in the air like a suspended blade. Can we talk? Ezugo asked. Kamsi scoffed. You came to mock me? No, he said. I came to thank you. She blinked. Excuse me. Ezugo stepped forward. If you hadn't splashed mud on Amara, I may never have noticed her. You helped me find someone real, someone strong, someone whose heart shines brighter than the glitter of all your diamonds. Kamsi's throat tightened. He continued, you thought your money could buy dignity, but all it bought you was noise. You walk around like the city owes you honor, yet you've never earned respect. You humiliated the stranger for fun, and now that stranger has become more respected than you. Kamsi's face turned pale. Amara stepped forward. Her voice was soft but firm. I forgive you. Kamsi's mouth trembled. I didn't ask for your forgiveness. I know. Amara replied. But you need it anyway. Ezugo took Amara's hand. Come on, love. We have a life to build. They walked away, leaving Kamsi frozen by a car door, empty for the first time in her life. 2 months later, City was abuzz with the biggest wedding of the year. CEO marries orange seller. It was both a fairy tale and a fable. People who once ignored Amara now begged for her attention. Young girls quoted her speeches. Women called her the Queen of Grace. The media called it the rise of the humble. As for Kamsi, she had been dropped from 2 ambassador deals. Brands wanted nothing to do with someone whose arrogance had gone viral. Her parents cut off her cards to teach her humility. She moved to a smaller flat and started attending therapy for anger issues. One evening, she sat in a small cafe in town, drinking black tea. A young waitress walked up to her and whispered, I used to envy you, but now I just hope you're healing. Kamsi looked away, the sting of shame sitting permanently in her chest. 1 year later, Ezugo and Amara founded a charity named the Mud Foundation, dedicated to empowering girls from humble backgrounds who face discrimination and hardship. Their first campaign, Dirt is Not Destiny, their slogan echoed through streets and schools. She was splashed with mud, but now she builds empires. Amara became a symbol of hope. Kamsi disappeared from public life. And Ezugo, he remained the same, humble, kind, and deeply in love. The moral of this story is that arrogance builds empires of sand. Humility builds kingdoms that stand. This story is from African Folktales by Momoneli. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that subscribe button, like and leave a comment, as we have got some more videos on the way, which we think you are really going to enjoy. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.